This is how you miss breaking news. Your phone is on Do Not Disturb, man. Took a little while. Just spend some time away from my phone, man. So there's no breaking news. The entire world knows by now. But the Detroit Lions have found wide receiver number 3, and it is somebody that was already on our team. I'm not sure what took us so long, but according to the Detroit Lions Twitter, everybody sees it, says the Lions have re-signed wide receiver Tim Patrick. Now, I do like this. I like this move. I would have gone with either Tim Patrick or Josh Reynolds. I know. I am partial to Josh myself. I think that he is still a solid wide receiver after a down year, but Tim Patrick on a 1 year, and I believe it is a $4 million deal. So Brad Holmes continues to bring people in on a discounted price. Now, what you're looking at to your left, my right, is a Instagram post from Tim Patrick yesterday. Maybe the deal was already done. Maybe it was in the works, or maybe this was him shooting his shot. And it says, I only want to work with the Lions. This guy, I don't know what this was, if it's a shirt, if it's a pillowcase, a sheet, whatever, but I believe he went and got that made. Or it was done in Photoshop or something like that. This could not even be a real piece of fabric, but this is Tim Patrick, man. He wanted to be a Detroit Lion, and a Detroit Lion he is. Now, I do like this move. This is our wide receiver 3. Tim Patrick was solid for us last season. I've really got no complaints outside of the obvious and the ongoing. Is to get us a pass rusher, Brad. That's all I'm asking. That's all. But outside of that, I am cool beans. Tim Patrick, that big body wide receiver that we need, 6'5", 210, 31 years old. So he'll be turning 31 heading into his 8th season. In 2024, had 33 receptions, 11.9 yards a catch, 3 touchdowns, and had 394 yards. What I would like to see the Detroit Lions do this season is get him involved more. He played 16 games, but he only had 33 catches. Josh Reynolds had another 200 yards more than this. Now, most of the offense is fueled through St. Brown. Jamison Williams is starting to come up. Jahmyr Gibbs. I would like to see Tim Patrick get a little more involved, and maybe he will with the departure of Benedict Johnson. So overall, I like this move. I was hoping that he came back. It was kind of a little curious because Tim Patrick could have been signed for the last month, and we instead waited for free agency. Maybe he wanted to test the market as to why these players were not signed, but there were some rumors coming out that Aaron Glenn could have wanted to poach Tim Patrick, and I really thought since it was taking so long that Tim could have gone to the Jets. Maybe they would offer him a little more. And like I said, maybe this came out prior to, I only want to work with the Lions. Maybe this came out prior to the deal being done, when the deal was being done, after the deal was done. I don't know, but I'm glad that the Detroit Lions got this done, because what that is going to do is that is going to keep that consistency. Even though we lost Benedict Johnson, so we'll have a new offensive coordinator, this will bring that consistency. I'm going to tell you what, we get a pass rusher, then we can have a different conversation. Would not be mad if we brought back a Josh Reynolds or we signed Cooper Kupp. I honestly would not be mad. That'll be quite the offense. St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Tim Patrick, Cooper Kupp, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta. So we got some guys. I'm not going to be mad. I still think that we need a 4th or 5th wide receiver. I think based on what we saw last year, that Khalif Raymond, he has been kind of downgraded to a punt returner and like a fill-in receiver. I think that he wanted to get involved more, which is why we start seeing him in the offense more. Khalif Raymond was kind of our special teams guy. But then we also signed Ronnie Bell from the San Francisco 49ers to a future reserve contract. So he'll probably be competing for, I would assume, a practice squad spot when the season begins. But I like this deal. Not mad at it at all. Would not be mad. I don't really see Josh Reynolds fitting in with a Tim Patrick. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and we have a Cooper Kupp. But the Lions only now have, outside of Antoine Green and Ronnie Bell, we don't have, and Tim Kennedy and those guys, we don't have another. We could use one more wide receiver. And I'm going to tell you what, like I said, man, I would not be mad if it was Cooper Kupp. But more importantly, I'm just waiting on this pass rush to be soft. That's what I'm waiting on. Will Zadarius Smith come back? I am not sure. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about the return of Tim Patrick? I think this is a good deal. Brad continues to sign bargain players for a bargain. I think $4 million for Tim Patrick is a bargain. You would have had to pay Josh Reynolds, 2 or 3 times that to come back if you were even entertaining that. So this money can be used elsewhere. I mean, listen, I'm not mad at certain dink and dunk moves. I'm not mad about that. I would mind also if Tim Patrick got some security as well. I don't think that's too much to ask for. But what I do know is this, is if Tim Patrick balls out this season, he will get an extension next year, and it'll be multiple years. This is how Brad Holmes works. Listen, I don't disagree with every move that he makes. I only disagree with some. That's it. But I like the fact that you do have to prove yourself before he'll give you an extension. I do like that. And I think that even though I think that for what we got Tim Patrick for, and I was wrong about him. My thing was PTSD from injury-prone players and how they had worked out going into this year. But I will say that I was wrong about DJ Reader and the fact that could he stay healthy? He did, and Tim Patrick the same way. Not injury-prone players are not always. It's not always the end of the road. But last year, like I said, PTSD. You got Emmanuel Mosley. For every Tim Patrick and DJ Reader, you have 5 other people that didn't work out. So anyway, maybe I'll look at it a little bit differently this year. But right now, Brad, I just want to see one thing, man. Just want to see one thing, and everybody knows what that is. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. One day, I will make a video about a pass rusher. One day. When? The world may never know.